Alright, hey, what's going on, Freedom? Alright, so growth after abuse. A large percentage of my life was from abuse. Was from whether it be emotional, mental, spiritual, abusive relationships where we didn't have any boundaries. There wasn't a whole lot of respect, a whole lot of real love. It was love based on condition. And when you come to a place where you have to grow out of your abuse no matter what, and you have to grow out of your childhood traumas no matter what. And that's where I'm at in a place in my life where I can't say I can't say it's somebody else's fault. I can't say, oh, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault, it's because it's me versus my programming now. It's not necessarily me versus that person, this circumstance. It's not even me against poverty, it's me against my programming. And as I try to get some food at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's I guess it's what the hell is it called? It's pleasure food. And I gotta stop doing this to myself, because this is actually destroying myself. Oh shit. Actually, fuck. But what I realized is that I don't have other options but to succeed past my growth, past my pain. And I was talking to a friend earlier today, and she was talking about how she's in a relation of a friendship that's very manipulative. They lie a lot. They're controlling. And I realized she made me teach her the lessons that I'm growing through and that I've learned. And what I've learned is that, as I had this Vuja Day moment, is that it's easy to point the fingers. It's easy to say it's somebody else's fault. It's easy to say someone else is responsible for how your life turned out. And like I said, and like I told her, it's easy to say someone is responsible for fucking your life up. And that means that, let's say you let them in your house, and meaning your house, you say your mind, your heart, your spirit, your physical domain, and you blaming them for how they treat your house when you let them in. You get what I mean? And when you realize you let them in for whatever the reason, I've gained perspective in my life where it's more important to know why you let them in than saying it's their fault for who they are. Because life has taught me that they are who they are. They are who they are. And they are who they are. And they're not going to change. And unless you are on a mission to change them, they are who, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. One of my clients, I've been telling her she got to show up for her brand in real estate, because especially if you're trying to recruit people, if you're trying to lead people, I said, I get it, but nobody's joining a whole bunch of memes. And I said, I get it, but you know how much information you got to put out in memes and in documented content to be like, yo, I'm gonna make it, like, because as a realtor, I'm like, yo, um, as a new wholesaler, I'm like, if I want people to trust me with my information, I gotta show up. That ain't no, oh, they're just gonna trust me because I post a whole bunch of memes. Like with astrology, yeah, that could kind of work, but not necessarily, because clients gotta see some type of video on. I think I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, they gotta give me some way, some type of post, some type of something. You get what I mean? And one of the reasons that I've noticed that people just, like, 2 days ago, the money that I'm spending at 2 o'clock in the morning is because somebody saw a video, a post where it says, hey, this, that, and a third, and blah, 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 blah. And a couple weeks later, they just sent me, hey, I'm ready for a read it, and they paid. Where do I pay? You get what I mean? So, but that didn't happen. And that's years in the making. That didn't happen because, I'm somebody special. That happened because,
We ain't taking no off though. I do apologize.
Oh, okay. I wish I would have said that. All right. So I wish I would have. I wish I would have. That was years in the making. So it was like, yo, that's not nothing that happened by accident. That's not nothing that happened. That's not nothing happened that's not nothing that happened by accident. Like, for instance, good business is like when I was at the Checkers, standing there looking at her. This lady sitting there as I stare at her, waiting to order, and she's like, she ain't open the window, and I knew she was taking orders, but she ain't open the window and say, hey, we ain't taking orders. But that's part of the reason why I don't have no job, because it's like, I don't want to be that type of person to people where I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't give somebody the decency to say, hey, we not ordering. But I know she was taking orders. Like, I'm like, come on, bro, you could have said we not taking orders, do a hand signal, something. Mad disrespectful and rude. And then somebody came out and said that finally. So, and like, it's not my job for real. I came out mad late and nobody's open right now. Damn. But again, it's growth after abuse. There's a lot of discipline that's involved. And I have to, like, focus on a brighter future. I have to focus on I have to program myself. I have to speak things over my life. And one of the things that happen when you grow after you are being abused, they don't happen by accident at all. That growth that you're looking for, that love that you're looking for within yourself, it don't happen by accident. It don't happen by, like, yo, that shit just gonna show up. That shit just gonna accidentally manifest in your life. It needs to be intentional. It needs to be deliberate. It needs to be intentional. It needs to be deliberate. It needs to be honest. And you need to put in an obscene amount of work to grow, because you've experienced the other side of the totem pole. So to experience the complete opposite and not take a pendulum swing back, you need to do a lot of vibrational work. Like, for instance, if I want my first home and I want to keep it, I gotta do a lot of vibrational work where I can't go back. You get what I'm saying? And not just physical work, but vibrational, emotional work. Because if I don't, I'm gonna sabotage myself. Like I saw, I'm gonna post it like a Nipsey Hussle quote says, you gotta stay disciplined, because when you start having success, you're gonna put yourself in a position where you may be able to sabotage or destroy your own success. And I think that's kind of what I'm doing while spending this money. I'm destroying my own success because I know I need to start saving, not just for my clients spending, but because I finally have that, but but for in general. And I need to focus my attention back onto making more money, period. But pretty much. But like I said, it it comes deeply to a place where I have to do the inner vibrational work. And like I was telling my friend today, it's easy to say it's somebody else's fault. It's easy to say, somebody else is responsible for me. It's easy to say it's because it takes no discipline. It takes no discipline to say it's somebody else's fault. And my friend was talking about today how a person made them stir up a lot of feelings in you, and I was there, and I'm continuing to go through that. A lot of times the universe sends people your way who aggravate you so deeply because you've been sitting on this vibration of low confidence, low self-esteem, not feeling good enough, not feeling smart enough, not feeling wise enough, etc., etc. And you've been accepting it. And because you've been accepting it, the universe is like, either you gonna do some shit about it, and is that your reality, where you kind of become conscious of all of that, and you say, yo, this is my reality, this is how I'm accepting it, or you say, I'm gonna do better, be better, think better. I'm gonna be better. And a lot of the times we're not really doing that. We're really accepting our reality. And I think the universe through her was telling her as well, you either gonna accept this bullshit and this is your reality, or you're gonna do some shit about it. You're gonna say like, yo, you know what, let me get my ass up. Let me stop accepting this bullshit. Let me stop feeling like I deserve to be treated this way. You know what I mean? Because before my phone died. Is he opening the door? See, look at God opening the door. So you just gotta discipline yourself. You gotta speak things that is totally unknown to you. Thank you. You gotta speak things that are totally unknown to you. It's the scariest shit that you've ever done in your fucking life. I ain't gonna hold you. Like me being totally, like me cleaning my own apartment and paying all my bills ahead of time, and being totally responsible for even though I'm that already, for real, but I just never paid rent before, consistently every single month. But for me to speak that into existence, for me to have the courage to act on it, to say I'm going to have the money every month, and to act in courage and discipline, and to just, it takes a lot. You get what I mean? And I have to go past the behavior of people thinking of the programming that I'm not enough. And last but not least, I'm going to leave you with this. It's not you versus them, or you versus anything outside of you. It's you versus your programming. Your programming is just summoning things outside of you that represent it. Again, let me repeat that again. It is not you versus technically, it's not you versus them. or outside circumstance. It is you versus your own programming, your own thinking, your own feelings, your own emotion. It is just externalized in your universe to make you think that it's oh shit. To make you think, oh, it's them and it's this and a third, and it's not at all. It's not them at all. It's you. It's you. It's you. Because, like in the words of Neville Goddard, the world is only you pushed out. So because the world is only you pushed out, it's you. It's me versus the programming of being good enough, being valuable enough, etc., etc. And staying up and saying, I will do whatever it takes for me to take care of me. I will do whatever it takes. I will learn whatever it takes. I will study all that it takes. I will make no excuse. That's the mindset that I need to have. And that's the mindset you need to have.